You're listening to Ozzys Radio Half Hour. Here is your host, Ozzy. G'day and good evening, trendsetters. Welcome to another special edition of Ozzys Radio Half Hour. That was Julius Huxick with the entry of the Gladiators. It's your intro. It's a circus out there. So special edition Q&A special edition. Yesterday on the 23rd of June 2022, a friend and I went to the Werribee Convention Centre on Watton Street to watch a viewing of the ABC's television program Q&A, and just as the viewing audience, I did have some questions I wanted to ask, but unfortunately I didn't email them, and I kind of thought that a lot of those questions they would have picked through them and thought, oh, they're too controversial, we don't want to answer them. So but then again, the thing is, the whole thing was a bit of a laugh. It was a bit of fun just to get out of the house, I guess. Have a bit of a laugh at all the lefties and all that. So yeah, but they never really touched on any, the issues mainly were around, housing affordability, financial crisis, jobs, wages, wage growth, or lack thereof, childcare for families and lack thereof as well. In the western suburbs regions, Werribee, Melton, Sunbury, and everywhere in between. So it's a growth corridor too. So there's a lot of houses being built, but not that many amenities, from what I've noticed. But it's just really bad town planning, and they had a few people there on the panel. Can't even remember Brendan O'Connor, who is I think he's a minister now for trades and work or something, or employment. I think they had a Liberal minister or Liberal candidate in there as well. I can't remember her name, but there was a few other people in there on the panel. They're all bozos, they're all whack jobs, So me and my friend were just sitting down and we were just discussing stuff amongst ourselves, and I think we were told by one of the ushers to keep quiet or else we'll get kicked out. I think we're whispering some controversial topics in each other's ears, so I think, but compared to, there was a guy that yelled out, we were sitting at the back, rear left of the auditorium, and there was a guy on the right rear of the auditorium, and he yelled out something. I can't remember what it was, but I don't think you can hear it on the final cut of the show, so they must be able to block out with the microphones or anything like that with the boom mics that they've got around the studio. I don't know. They're probably able to DI and clip the unsuspecting audience member out from the or edit it on the fly, so to speak. I've done a bit of sound engineering in the past, and there is a way of using a DI box and a compressor to cut out any unwanted noise out of a recording. So look, these recordings from my home studio may not be perfect, they may not be the best, but they're what I can do with what little I have, and they're pretty much to a good standard anyway. So I'm quite happy. If you want to know what I use a laptop. I just use my laptop. There's no microphone. I just use the microphone from my computer. I'm able to just sit back on the couch and say what I want to say to my computer, and that's my podcast. Anyone can do it. If you are new to this channel, I'd advise you to go back and listen to my first podcast in order. You don't have to, it's just advisable, but I think a lot of people that are in in this exposing of what's been going on lately, I think a lot of people should be getting onto this auditing. If you've got a computer or a phone, you can easily do some sort of a video diary or whatever and get on YouTube. It doesn't really cost anything to start a channel. I started this my channel years ago, probably about 10 years ago, a bit over 10 years ago, but I only put up what just some videos of mine, and but in the last 2 years I've rediscovered it and thought, I may as well use it for good. So just to encourage this whole exposing of the lies and these media whores. What I seen last night was just a circus, absolute circus. you may as well call it a circus. And it was pretty telling when the audience kind of laughed a little bit when when I think it was like, I don't know, halfway through it or something. You can barely hear it. I think what they do is with the sound engineering, or the sound engineer or the sound guy, once he starts seeing people laughing or anything like that, I think he might cut the boom mics. That's what he might do. He only allows the sound to go through the mics when people are clapping, and that's it, right? Or cheering, right? If there's booing, hissing, or laughter, they cut that out. Or if it's laughter laughing at something that like a joke that they said, and it's fine to their narrative, they'll keep it in. But if it doesn't fit their narrative, somehow the sound guy has to know how to cut out what he wants on the fly, and that's pretty hard. So I was watching the sound guy, and he was he looked like he knew what he was doing. He was he was pretty professional about it, but without knowing that he's cutting out the hisses, the maybe the laughter or in the background, to the unsuspecting viewers at home, This is very how do I say it? They're unsuspecting. They don't know that until they've gone into a live audience. They don't really know how TV shows are created or news broadcasts like this one are created. You know, it's basically a news broadcast, but it's a debate. It's just I wouldn't call it a debate, but it's basically obviously Q&A. You know, you can ask questions, and it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like being on the Jerry Springer show, you know, or you know, some sort of Oprah show or Ellen or something like that, you know. Well, we all know those shows are all controlled anyway, you know. But yeah, like I would love to go back to another to do another Q&A and possibly ask a question or just to, you know, just to prove that they're controlled opposition, or, you know, just to prove that my question wasn't able to be aired or answered, you know. And at first on YouTube they've cut most of the episode anyway. I did a bit of a video expose on that, but you can go to if you do a Google search on Q&A, you'll be able to find the episodes in full anyway. So I did that just before. I wanted to upload the full episode to my YouTube account. Unfortunately, it was taking too long, so I deleted it. And only because I was kind of afraid I was probably going to get a copyright infringement or a strike or something like that. And I didn't really want people to be hanging on and watching forever and a day. If you want to watch it yourself in full, go right ahead. I do have my links. I have the links to that, to the full Q&A video on those other videos that I just posted up just today. So if you want more information on that, go there. So that's basically that wrapped up. It was a good night. I did go in there with my new t-shirt that I got printed from Officeworks, courtesy of Officeworks in Caroline Springs, and thanks to Australia Post Caroline Springs for your generosity of giving me the product, or collecting the product for me so I can go collect it from you. Came out fine. Might be a little bit big, but you know, doesn't matter, at least it fits. What happened was I put it over my long sleeve t-shirt, and I was hoping that the video, or the people even in the at the Q&A thing were going to be in line with me, and you know, like have the have the video screen near me, and they you know, there was a guy in front of us who was asking questions and all that, which was good. But I didn't realise that I was going to be on TV, so I didn't flout my t-shirt at the time, so it was a bit crumpled. Maybe my mate could have nudged me and to show my t-shirt, but I was too busy talking to him. So yeah, I think we were a bit distracted. So you know, if they ever have another Q&A, I think we'll come back again. But I remember my friend was talking to this woman at the start when we were lining up, and I was talking to another woman there as well, and she wasn't going in there, but she was asking me a bunch of questions about who was the presenter and all that. I said, I don't know, I'm just coming here with a mate, you know, checking it out. It's the first time I've been here. So she's like, oh, you can ask questions? I said, nah. I said, look, I had some questions, but they're too controversial, you know. And she goes, oh, just don't get kicked out, you know. And it was funny because we kind of almost did, or I wouldn't say almost did, but But yeah, she kind of almost jinxed me in a way. Um, I think there was a lot of there was a couple of people there, yeah, at the start, like when we were lining up. It was her, and then I said, I said to her, oh yeah, well, she was asking me, who were the presenters. I said, oh, I don't know who they are. She's asking me who was on the panel. I said, oh, it's usually like, politicians and all this other stuff. I said, she asked if it was live. I said, I don't know if it's live. It could be Monday by the time they bring it out. But look, we weren't even told anything, whether it was going to be live until the last moment. When we got through the doors, it was like, oh, they're going live. So, if you want to let your family or friends know that you're going to be on TV, let them know. So, but my friend was talking to this other woman, and she had some, they were talking about, their health issues and all this other stuff, and my friend's he's trying to kind of go the natural way, and he's taught me a few things as well with trying to do some natural remedies to get your health better and all this other stuff. So but yeah, this other woman was like, I don't know, she was going through chemo or something like that, or she was taking chemo tablets, and my mate was like, oh, she's she's not going to last too long if she's taking that, but yeah, I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying what I heard and what my mate told me. So I'm not here to provide any medical advice or anything like that. I'm not a doctor, so don't shoot me in the foot, YouTube. I've already been banned off Facebook for the last 6 months anyway, or 6 to 9 months. But yeah, that's another story. But as I said before, with my last podcast, government isn't your friend. They're not your friends. They're the enemy. Asking or protesting, for what you want isn't really gonna. It does help. It does help bring like-minded people together, and it does help possibly wake up people that are on the fence. But to the people that are that have taken the what, and are still heavily invested in the lie and the lies of what's been perpetrated, at least for the last 2.5 years, is crazy. You cannot wake these people up. I've tried. I've got family. I've got friends that I never speak to anymore. A neighbour that I once spoke to every day, no longer. Separation is clear. It's clearly there. But I noticed that none of that was spoken about on Q&A. There was no mention of the un-you-know-whatted going back to work. There was even teachers that had to reapply for their jobs now. They weren't going to get reinstated if they go back to work due to the fact that they weren't cooperating in this medical experiment. So, and even my old work, they did say that if there was an opening later on, if things were to change, that they would call me up and contact me and reach out and take me back. But I haven't seen any, I haven't heard anything from them. I do, however, keep getting emails and phone calls and messages sometimes from recruitment agencies desperate for warehouse workers, because that's basically my background. I've always done warehousing or something to the like of it. I've been a wharfie, I've been a warehouse worker, I've been a motor mechanic, I've fitted tyres, I've done everything. I've managed tyre shops, I've manned phones for companies. So I've done everything, just about, so it's just now, I'd like to find maybe some part-time work to supplement, my meagre, disability support pension. That's why I say, if you've got any extra coin, please donate to my Patreon if you can. Even just sharing, my content to anyone who may be interested, or anyone really. We got to get the word out there. I think the only way is to like, subscribe, share, comment, do whatever you got to do. Patreon, I've set one up. I understand that a lot of my supporters and subscribers are doing it tough too. We kind of all got to share the load as well. So every little bit does help. I am in the, I was even thinking about doing something on other platforms like Rumble. There was even a thought of going on Discord. It's very early. I do have a channel recently set up on Oddysy. So I the links are in the description box below anyway for what you can do to help me out. Every little bit counts. Look, I'm more about just getting the word out there. I'm sick of the mainstream media and even radio. Radio has to be the worst. Mainstream radio has to be the worst of the worst, especially like talkback. Lately there probably has been a few truth bombs dropped in 2GB and some 3AW programs, but predominantly Neil Mitchell. I'm calling him out. He's a hack. They're all hacks. They're all communist, socialist hacks that want to destroy our country. They're un-Australian. They are predominantly un-Australian. All these radio shock jocks and who haven't lost a cent these whole 2 years. So look, another thing. Like there was even I did read a post the other day about Thanos. If anyone knows about Thanos, he's starting some sort of a get-together / meet and greet. He did one yesterday at the Balkans Corner in Dandenong, which was at 7 p.m. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend due to us being at Q&A in Werribee. Dandenong's a bit of a hike for me, but if anyone knows of any future events, even maybe the northern suburbs or the western suburbs, I'd probably much be rather obliged to probably attend at least one of those other events to maybe meet like-minded people, because look, Thanos is controlled opposition. Many of his guests or guest speakers there would be controlled opposition, especially Monica Schmidt. But look, this is unfortunately what we got. This is all we've got, and look, if the crowd that's there are listening to these controlled opposition and they're believing everything that they're saying, well, good luck to them. But a lot of them are more awake than the rest of the population. So I'd probably rather be hanging out with those people. Any singles, I'm single, ready to mingle. Any single ladies out there, come at me. But like I'd be keen on getting more like-minded people in my social circle, and just to network. I think networking is good, and it needs to happen. Otherwise, yeah, it's just going to crumble. We're not really going to make it. So I think it's a good thing that he's doing something like that. I know of a few others that are doing the same thing, but they're charging money for it. I know Nick Patterson's doing something along the lines, but I think he's probably generating money for his incumbent court cases. So, and everyone's got court cases, including me. I've got a few VCAT court cases. I've got one currently ongoing at the moment. I've got a few others that are still ongoing, but there's one that I did go through my directions hearing, and I'll be doing my second directions hearing possibly in August. So I've got to get my paperwork in before August and all that. So yeah, it's a process. I know I'm very well aware that the courts offer no solution. Look, I want to what my main goal is here, right, is I want to expose the courts. I want to expose them for what they are, and going right from VCAT, small claims tribunals, to what I'm doing now, right to the High Court of Australia. So you've probably heard of even Wayne Glue even going to the High Court, spending all his retirement fund basically on going to court, donations gone out the window. Many people have done it, many people have failed. So there's been a lot of talk about just backing away from the system, just ignoring it, trying to get on with life as best as you can. Unfortunately, a lot of these things are tied in with what we have, and we don't really have much choice in the matter at the moment. So let's just hope things do change. I've been listening to a bit of Jim Willey. He's been saying a lot of things, like he's pretty much pro-Trump. Look, I'm waiting to see if he does anything. Look, I used to be somewhat of a Trump supporter, but it's a bit, it's kind of, like the whole Q movement kind of thing didn't really do it for me, and I was kind of waiting for something to happen with it, and it didn't really eventuate. So I'm still kind of waiting like the rest of us to see what will happen, what will he do next, what will Putin do, what will everyone else do. I've also been watching a lot of Smoke and Mirrors stuff. I think he's great. PK, a lot of old PK stuff. They did a lot of old live feeds and everything about 2018, 2017. Robbo Max, the Scotsman, he's funny. They're all good funny people. If you do want to subscribe to them, Robbo Max, PK, just look up PK Truth on YouTube, you'll find him. And Smoke and Mirrors, I'm pretty sure if you just do a search on YouTube, you'll be able to find them. Or if they're not searchable, you can. I think you can possibly go into one of PK's channels, and he should have whoever's he's subscribed to anyway. So so I'm hoping that even PK does another meetup for at Donut Corner in Melbourne, aka what's the pub called again? There's a pub on the corner in the city. just across the road from Flinders Street Station, Young and Jackson. That's it. That's the one. Because to be quite honest, the last time we had that catch up there, Young and Jackson's, I haven't had so much fun since, probably 3, maybe more years ago. I haven't, and to be hanging around a bunch of guys who are kind of, on my level. I've never really had that camaraderie in a long time. So thanks to PK and Mad Pyman, Ken Rotman, even there's another PK's son, Lee. He's a good bloke. Who else is there? I want to thank even a few people from Eric Farmer's chat. Eric Farmer from the USA, Colorado. Eric Solverson, Joe Dirt, and Davey Boy. He's always doing good work on the moderating on Eric Farmer's channel. So if you want to subscribe to that, sometimes I'm on his live feed. I'm usually on. I can be seen on Ken Rotman's live. I'm hoping to maybe get a StreamYard account up and running soon. I've been a bit slack. I've been a bit lazy, but look, I just go on their channels, just saves me getting a StreamYard account. But with all the stuff going on with YouTube and the censorship, I was just it was just a bit too much. I just thought I'd just jump on other people's lives, and because then it just gets a bit much, But yeah, let's just see what next month brings. Look, just there was even talks of Australia going into some sort of a lockdown, or around this time or in August. There were talks of that happening, but yet to be confirmed. So we'll just see what happens. If things that may not happen. Maybe just the price of petrol is going to rise, and it's already at $2 a litre. We might. Yeah, what would $3 a litre look like? It wouldn't really matter too much, But people are they're bleeding as well. So it's they haven't really. Even the people are working, I think if petrol goes up $3 a litre, I think people are going to start waking up soon. However, the only way the sheep are going to wake up, I think, if they start losing money out of their bank accounts or super or any other savings account that they've got, they'll start, they'll probably get their pitchforks out or start complaining to their local member or something, but they're not going to do anything. It's all about control and all that, and the need to be somewhat self-reliant or self-sufficient, but which can be very hard for some, and we have to overcome these obstacles, I guess. So without further ado, I'm going to end it here. It is a bit over half an hour, although it is a special edition somewhat. Please like, subscribe, share, and donate to my Patreon. The links are in the description box below. I will do another. I'll be back in a month's time for another episode of the Ozzys Radio Half Hour podcast. And until next time, Look after yourselves, stay healthy and stay strong, and keep fighting the good fight. Thank you and good night.